dance is the first language that humans spoke, and it is still with us to this day. And our professional choreographer Alexander is going round the world, traveling to create a universal global dance. Australia is the dance of primal elements left to us from the Stone Age. America is the dance of the plantation slaves in arms. Brazil is the dance of South American passion and bold, open sexuality. Ireland is the dance of the northern gods, where blurring leg speed is key. New Zealand is the dance of its natives, working themselves up into a frenzy.
I'm doing right?
Yeah. Wow, you've got to poke your eyes out. You've got to make them poke forward. Yeah.
Argentina is the tango. Here, the winner is whoever can put everything they have on the dance floor. He will mix all genres in order to create this new, unique style. Planet Dance is a travel around the world in rhythm, with passion, love, which can capture us all. Get ready, it's gonna be hot. Astronaut Diaries, Year in Space. Brutal challenges. Inhuman pressure. Total isolation. And all of this for science. Astronaut Diaries, Year in Space is a unique television project depicting the flight of Russian cosmonaut Mikhail Koryenko and his team for over a year. Information gathered during the mission could spark the beginning of a new wave of long-term scientific expeditions in space, including the first missions to other planets. How close can humanity come to colonizing the cosmos in the next few years? Will it be possible to build the first settlement on the moon? When will the first manned mission to Mars be? The International Space Station is working hard to find the answers to these questions. During their mission, Astronaut Diaries, Year in Space. This project is not just about the wonders of space, but about the people living on the final frontier. Astronaut Diaries, Year in Space. X-Minds. X-Minds. There are very few of these people, merely a handful. They have been and always will be. They live on different continents. They worship different gods. They possess a power which has no explanation. Their words are taken as prophecy.
Doamne, ajută, leacă fi.
Their deeds defy the laws of physics. This is our project about these mysterious chosen ones, X-Minds. Centurion rules for a long life. My name is Giovanni Maria Bria. I am 100 years old. My name is Francisca Castilla. I'm 107 years old. I'm 100 years old. I'm 103. There is a place in the world where people simply live much longer. We all want to be on Earth as long as we can, but the question is, how can someone make it to 100 years old? I want to feel life. It's best to rejoice in life. This is a depiction of the lives of a few people who have lived to 100 years old and beyond. You'll be looking at your own future, if you're lucky. With just a few simple lifestyle changes, it is possible for the majority of us to make it to 90 or even 95 years old with no problem. Centurion rules for a long life. Experiments. Experiments. Seeing the unseen, stopping time, defying the laws of gravity, touching the intangible. For you, this could seem like a fantasy. But for show creator and host Anton Wojciechowski, this is just another experiment. How do pipes extract gas? Just how many types of watercraft are there? Just what are the human arm and hand capable of? How do satellites work? Which type of glass is the toughest? In each program, Anton Wojciechowski will tell us in a very accessible way the answers to these questions, as well as about scientific discoveries, all while himself conducting experiments right before our eyes. Naturally, in order to tell the tale of science interestingly, he'll show us how modern technology is used in the process. Computer graphics allow us to visually demonstrate for the audience what is happening in the film. With the help of cameras that can film up to 150,000 frames per second, we'll be able to show you everything, even experiments that are conducted in the blink of an eye, like explaining how champagne bottles pop and how our facial expressions function. Cameras geared for the extremes allow us to show you the action from unbelievable positions and in the presence of big-time danger. We even have thermal cameras that can see heat and cold, which are given off by the things around us. Micro cameras allow us to show you the magic of the microscopic world. Drone cameras allow us to fly above the city and take in the sights from a bird's eye view. Experiments. Science is simple, interesting, and above all, captivating. Experiments. Elusive folk. Elusive folk. Among the smaller ethnicities in Russia, there are those who've never assimilated into their much greater numbered neighbors. The amount of these minorities barely reach beyond a few hundred people. Their way of being for thousands of years has not changed, keeping their ancient beliefs, traditions, and language intact. Because of their insular existence, the details of how they live their lives are practically unknown. We are beginning to write our own red list of the peoples of Russia, whose cultures could disappear tomorrow. This is our project, Elusive Folk. Elusive folk. Healer hunt. Healer hunt. Andrei Pankratov is a typical guy. He lives in a big city with big pollution, big stress, and a never-ending rush to do everything. The result of this lifestyle is frayed nerves, headaches, insomnia, heartburn, and many other ailments. Finding a truly healthy person in today's world, well, it's impossible. Going to doctors isn't helping much. So Andrei has decided to travel the world, going where traditional medicine is still alive and kicking. He will put his health in the hands of voodoo practitioners, shamans, and masters of ESP. But how can one find these healers? How can one avoid being taken by con artists? How can one avoid making things even worse by magical malpractice? And does traditional medicine even work? Andrei Pankratov's personal experience will answer all of these questions. Each film in this series is a big adventure, taking a look into an exotic, esoteric, and miraculous world. And no one knows how it will end, because the cost of failure is Andrei's very life. Healer Hunt is an adventure that everyone will want to watch, but few would be daring enough to try. Healer Hunt. Welcome to the market. In any city, on any continent, there is always a spot bubbling with life. And this is the spot where it is easiest to understand the character of the locals via the endless rows of various local products, smells, and smiling faces. The local market is the epicenter of life that Alexander Pryanikov is drawn to in every country. Where is the most ancient of existing markets on the planet? How much does an exotic carpet cost in Istanbul?
Oh, my precious!
How can one sell a few tons of beetles and larvae in just one day in Thailand?
I must start trading right now.
What exactly does the cheese smell like in Paris? And how do they catch the freshest octopi in Busan, Korea? This is shopping in its most exotic sense.
I have to think about that.
World Markets with Alexander Pryanikov. He'll show you what's the coolest and most unique things to buy all over the planet and how much they cost. Don't waste your time and money. Let Alexander show you where to go and what to get for the right price.
Shopping, shopping, shopping!
People will always be interested in how the world around us works. As we run into natural and man-made phenomena around us, we begin to ask ourselves many questions to which we often don't have the answers. Just what is photosynthesis? Quantum physics? How can one understand the laws of thermodynamics? Just what is dark matter? And in our program, we'll answer all these questions and show you just how entertaining science can be. Our goal is to tell the viewers about discoveries, achievements, and new technologies in an approachable way. We'll take the viewer to the world of science. Surprising, enlightening, our program will expand the boundaries of your mind. Giant Leap is a program not just about science, but about the people who change our world with it every day. Planet of Tastes. Anton Zaitsev is a person who's always hungry. Even after a sumo-worthy portion, he always wants seconds. This is because for him, food is a way to know the world. And so Anton has set out on a worldwide culinary adventure in order to get to know people all over the world via their local cuisine. As they say, you are what you eat, So why do they prefer meat that's been stolen in Cyprus?
First, you will need a good pair of binoculars.
And why would Sardinians want fly larvae with their cheese?
I will try to make my sandwich with less worms.
Why must boars be buried before being eaten on the Isle of Guam?
I knew that. You have finished all the food.
And what do kangaroo steaks say about the Australian national character? and finally, just what dish is the hardest to prepare in the world? Anton Zaitsev has tried it all and he's ready to tell you the answers.
Hey man, stop it! We need it for cooking.
Recipes of the most tasty and sometimes most strange dishes from all over the world. That's what we have for you on Planet of Tastes. Bon appetit. Planet of Tastes. When the burning sun falls behind the horizon, the night arrives and the planet falls gently asleep. But as we close our eyes, Special Agent Artyom Khvostyukhin springs to life. For him, the real day and real life start when the stars hit the sky. Big cities never sleep. Everything that's really worth doing starts under the glow of neon signs. In Hong Kong, they film kung fu action movies. And in Budapest, they film movies too, but only for adults. Cavalier Finnish gents race on the ice under the light of projectors. And young Swedish men put out bar stools onto Stockholm's nighttime streets. In Kiev, they make masterpieces of modern art. And in Moscow, salsa dancers take their first steps of the night. In St. Petersburg, the bridges go up for the night. And in Bangkok, operations are getting underway to catch lost pythons. On France's Côte d'Azur, locals love to watch movies under the open starlit sky. Artyom has only one night to find out what's keeping these people on our planet up all night. Sleepless Planet will show you a world of travels from around the world, but under the stars. Russia's Far East. In these endless forests, since ancient times, prowls the Amur tiger, the largest wild cat on our planet. Currently, there are only a few more than 500 of them left. This ancient legend is beginning to fade from history. At the end of their days, the tigers go to die at the top of the sacred mountain. This is the law sent down by the creator of all life. Even for biologists in secular times, it is hard for them to deny the fact that no one has ever found the remains of an Amur tiger that died of natural causes away from their chosen graveyard. For many years, scientists could not find the sacred mountain graveyard of the tigers. And natives of the Far East, even under the threat of death itself, would never put the masters of the taiga in danger. For the Amur tiger is not just some predator, but a living deity to be worshipped. Our crew will go to the heart of the mysterious taiga with a young scientist and a local pathfinder to find the sacred mountain. On its foreboding cliffs, this is where the tigers eternally rest. This film will show you the untouched, amazing terrain of the Ussuriyskaya taiga, where the ghosts of Amur tigers will show you the way. The remaining of these predators are listed as an endangered species. 2 degrees till the end. The 21st century. The oceans are rising. Thousands of cities are flooded. Forests have turned to deserts. A third of the population of the Earth must find a new home. Hundreds of millions die from hunger and disease. This is not the scenario for a feature film. It is a reality based on the work of scientists, in which humanity will have to survive if global warming continues to go unchecked. But do we really know about the global processes that are affecting the temperature of the planet? Our knowledge is dreadfully too small to completely say without doubt that our world is locked in a doomed scenario. So should we believe in the horrible premonitions thrown at us from various well-funded organizations that deal with ecology? The point of no return, the moment when the climate that we know shall never return, is very near. Just 2 more degrees Celsius and the planet will be changed forever. So are we going towards this inevitable event, or can we push back the apocalypse and hold on to the world we know? This is not a rhetorical question. It is a question of life and death for our Earth. 2 degrees till the end. Arctic underwater aliens. What do we think of when we think about the Arctic? Polar bears, whales, walruses, and other giants of the Great North. But in these brutal surroundings, there is another type of life, hidden from our eyes by the frigid, icy waters. And this life is no less, and sometimes far more dramatic than the one above the ice. Prepare yourselves to discover the wonderland of the Arctic, inhabited by the most amazing beings, whose appearance could inspire even the most creative Hollywood artists for the monsters in their next movie about interstellar worlds. Only here in these dark waters, sea angels kill the devils of the deep. The daring beauty of the flowers at the very bottom can burn crustacean shells with their electric discharge. Gaze into the Arctic wonderland and it will change your life forever. Arctic underwater aliens.